Welcome back.
Alright, we got hard tires on in our Mintolta, racing against a lot of fast cars. The Camaro's going to get destroyed. The 787B is pretty quick. The Peugeot has an F1 engine but terrible gearbox, so it's perfect for this event. And then the Jaguar V12 is fast too, but we have a turbo Mintolta with some nitrous, so I've got hard tires on and I've maxed the downforce to try and help us get around here, so oh my god. My poor tire is gonna be killed. So I've got slick hards on, so we'll see how they do. Holy cow, 230 miles an hour. If this had more banking like a Daytona, damn. See, in a race like this, when the pit lane is short, like you're not going to spend too much time in there, you might think you want to go aggressive, but when a lap is only 28 seconds, you know, you're going down at least a lap no matter what when you pit. So it's almost worth it to just not do it. Flew past that Camaro, oh my god. We can only hope that that Camaro gets in other cars' way. This thing's ridiculous. 1100 horsepower plus nitrous is just, and this much downforce is just a bit yikes. McLaren F1 has drifted a bit. Oh! I didn't see him coming up the track like that. You're gonna have to buy one of those and use it somewhere. Nine seconds on second place. That's not bad with these hard tires. Gaining about second a lap almost. We might be limited on fuel instead of tires here. I have to try mediums next when we do the first pit stop here. Ignore that. That didn't happen. You're full of it. You're lying to yourself. Man, these things are insanely quick. I can't wait to drive something like this in that Nürburgring. It'll be so difficult. Well, the Peugeot took second place from the Mazda. They're battling. And that's them going through the small corner right now. I don't know why my tires are squealing here. I don't know if I'm hitting the ground and just bottoming out and I gotta lift the car a little bit or what. Got a little bit of the drag from that McLaren, doing 230 on the entry. Got 20 seconds up on the Peugeot. This is the Jaguar up here. So we're making good time. I think hard tires was the right call. 240 in the slipstream of the Jag. Oh my goodness. Almost need to put mediums on the front and hards on the rear, because it seems like the rear is swirling. Could be the setup that this thing comes with default with too, I'm not really sure. Also, I don't know when the AI are going to pit, so... This Toyota is insane. I wonder what motor it has. I'm gonna have to look it up. It might be the GT1 motor. Yeah, the rears are getting skidded. I don't know if that's just some sort of physics issue or if I got too much downforce and it's pushing them down, they're skidding or something weird, but we've almost made up a lap. So we're almost a lap ahead, which gets us a free pit stop. Or half of a pit stop, probably. Just trying to take it easy to not wear the tires out. 787B's going for it. Oh, he's down in the apron. Oh, the Peugeot's sliding up. He's understeering. They're starting to struggle with their tires. And here we go. I'm not even using nitrous. Oh, that was tight. That was sick. Outside of the 787B and then cut inside of the Peugeot. I think I might try and do mediums on the front. Oh, that was a horrible line through there. I think mediums on the front might help me turn it in a bit. But the backs are skidding. Getting worn out horribly. Oh wow. The McLaren's just stuck in the wall a little bit. Looked like he blew a motor or something. Oh, big slide on the way in. That's not good. As soon as that orange color comes up on your tire wear, like you can really feel it. Have to be super gentle with the inputs. Not so much the throttle. You almost want to keep the throttle in so you're going faster because the downforce is what you need. You really need all that downforce. Despite this being an oval track, you want downforce. If this was Daytona or something, I'd take all the downforce out of it. But with kind of a flatter bank corner, you need it in here for sure. If I can do 25 laps and do 3 pit stops, that would be ideal, I think. Yeah, the nitrous set to power, but I'm gonna wear through it at this rate. Man, this thing's satisfying. Probably be the easiest track to be spec. Kind of just holding out to see when the AI is going to pit. Because if they're not going to pit anytime soon, then I don't want to be pitting too many times. So I want to, if I got to start conserving after the next box, then I want to know. And now we got to slow to 5th gear in each corner because the tires are that worn out. That was crazy. Got a little bit of off throttle oversteer there on the way in. For fuel, we can do. Oh my gosh, that was nuts! I caught the slide and then got killed. All right, let's hard tires on. A little bit of fuel. I don't need a lot of fuel, but a little bit. See how far behind we come out. There we go, that looks better with the center lug. Oh, I forgot to consider for fuel, so I got a lot of fuel. Oh my gosh. Ripping a fat burnout. Okay, I think second place is coming onto the straightaway now, so. Oh, they must have got stuck behind someone. There's no way I've still got 30 seconds on them. That's almost a whole lap. Oh, cold tires have no grip, I forgot. Alright. Yeah, I feel like for super speedway like this, maybe super hard tires is the way to go, and you just run it to 25 laps. But here I might have to. I'm only 8 seconds up on second. They haven't pitted. I might have to box every 20 laps, 22, and then extend the last one to 26 laps. That's a big ask. I don't know, man. Yeah, 9.4 seconds to second place. So they're going into that curve right now. And they're all worn out tires, low fuel, so. My tires are just getting warm now. So let's see if we can pull, we'll have 20 laps, gain a second a lap, get 20 seconds, then that kind of covers us for a while in the pits at least. Ignore that. Just had to borrow the wall for a sec. Oh, Jaguar having a collision with the McLaren there, it looks like. Man, that McLaren sounds good. Yeah, Jaguar's drifting up and using the wall. So am I. Watch this. Oh, never mind. I thought I was going to understeer the wall. 236 around the outside, diving into T1, not bad. Just using the wall, don't mind me. I drove this car a ton when I was a kid. I love this thing. Once I got this, I just used this, B-spec'd every other endurance race, and just raked in the cash. Then I'd use that money to buy whatever I wanted. I think I did this race once with the Suzuki Escudo, and I just had it all tuned up and super downforced out, and it did pretty well. I just didn't have any good tires for it at the time, but... Alright, I'm going to go 5th gear into the big corner, and then 4th gear into here. And at 145 I can hit the gas and run all the way out. Fastest lap, just like that. Dang. Because I'm slowing down more for the corner. I'm actually going quicker because I'm not hitting the wall, but also I'm not putting as much stress on the outside tires, so. Persia and the Mazda are going big fight hours. Well, I followed the McLaren because I'm stupid. Oh, the Jaguar's pitting. McLaren's pitting. They do 35 laps, they're going to pit 3 times. They're going to pit twice. Holy, they must be on super hards for sure. Alright, these two are battling up here for a second. I'm going to have to pit every 25 laps, so doing an extra 10 laps. Holy. Yeah, they're just using the wall. Come on, man, you can't do that. You can't use gamer strats against a gamer. Oh, man. I thought I'd clear that Camaro there. How have they not pitted yet? They're going to do 40 laps and then pit. Super hard tryhards. It's all about trying to limit the understeer, I think, on this one. And whoever's right behind me on track is using that wall. You can watch their little dot there. They're just slamming into the wall off of 4. And the car behind him's on the wall now. Jeez. These guys are using gamer strats to catch up to me. Alright, we're at 40. Our tires are doing okay. They're starting to get a little bit warm. I can't even talk. A little bit more worn out now. But we're taking it easy, trying to conserve. If I have to make an extra pit stop, I need to make up the extra time. So if I can do 25 laps, a stint, then I'll be alright. I struggled last time getting up to that point. But actually redlining in 6th gear, chasing that McLaren there. So it's such a slipstream. Like here on this Camaro, we'll just rocket past him, not hit him this time. Except that was probably his top speed was when I hit him. So you're welcome, Camaro. And this tighter corner on one side is like Darlington in the NASCAR games. I hate it. If they were both just consistent, then I could get into a rhythm on both corners. But I always feel like I'm like losing the rhythm type of deal. The annoying part about the timing is it just shows that like I'm a lap ahead. It doesn't show like if they're gaining or what. Okay, I think if I drop into 4th anymore on that big or that tighter corner, I'm gonna probably just lock the rear wheels and spin out. So I think just down to 5th is gonna be the strat. Even on the big corner, use a little bit of engine brake. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. And the thing with these cars is they have so much downforce, especially at this speed. And I have the maximum amount of downforce on. I could have taken downforce off, really, off the back probably, but you know, I'm still gonna slide because the tires are so worn out. But if I had no downforce, this would be even worse, and I'd have to be slowing down a lot more for the corner. But I'd probably be doing 250 going into the corner. So it's hard to find that balance. But then I find when you have, I didn't mean to hit that Camaro. I find when you have worn out tires, it's really hard to make it controllable. Like watch this BMW, slide correct, slide correct, slide correct. Like he corrected about 4 or 5 slides through there. And I find that difficult, especially at the speed on a controller. If I had a wheel with some force feedback, maybe I'd be able to do it a little bit, but you know, you almost need to be on throttle the majority of the time to be going the speed you need so that you can get that downforce that you need. Once your tire's worn, kind of dip down into the, dip down onto the apron. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go hard. I can't. Let me go medium on the fronts and just see how that works. Tiny bit of fuel. Man, the AI just burns your tires off coming out of the pits. You'd think they'd be warm after that big of a burnout. Alright. Oh, and I forgot to stop the fuel, so we're fully fueled. But that's okay. Yeah, cold tires, I forgot. Like, once you save it, you almost need to be back on throttle just so that you can, just so you can have the speed you need to get downforce. There you go. Part of the reason I'm struggling is I put mediums in the front, because I just want to see what it would be like to have that extra turn-in grip. .787B is making a second stop. Struggling on tires, brother. Gosh dang.
it up.